So, hi TikTok family. So we're 11 years into the Flint water crisis. 11 and a half years into the Flint water crisis. Um, yeah, never ends. So we all still go to the holistic care physician. We all still do ionic foot baths. We all still take supplements. Again, if we would have seen the holistic doctor right when we found out that we got poisoned, we would probably be 95 to 100% better. But because it was 5 years to 6 years after we got poisoned, because I was so bad I had to go first for a year, and then my kids went right after that year, and because I had to study myself so I could take good care of them. But we were detoxing them during that year and giving them ionic foot baths and supplements. So anyway, the doctor said, you need to take care of you first, and then we'll see the kids. So it was also doctor recommended that they saw me first to get me, healthy enough to live. And so now that we've done all that, and my kids and I are still taking the supplements, I'm diagnosed with my issues. Like, I have rheumatoid arthritis. I have Lyme, but not by U.S. standards, by world standards, because by world standards you only need like one or two of the little boxes, and by U.S. standards you need like 3 to 5 of the boxes. So I have it by world standards, which it's low. So, and then also, yes, Lyme can be found in your water. I did not know that until I asked, which is weird. But Lyme is a man-made disease. Don't know if some of you know that. It started in Connecticut. But anyway, so I have 2 autoimmune problems. Then I also have like things like hypertension, thyroid problems, and heart palpitations. But I'm off of all of my pain medication that I was on. I was on the strongest pain medication there was. And, I mean, I didn't take fentanyl or nothing like that, but, I was on strong pain medication. Come off of it cold turkey 2 years ago now. Maybe 2.5 years ago. But I still have to get these shots from my holistic doctor. They're not cortisone shots. They're like to help cure the rheumatoid arthritis, not just get rid of it. And also one for the Lyme, and that's also to cure, not just get rid of the side effects. So now I have to take my kids to a neuropsychologist. Now this has become like a almost 6-month process, because they want to send me to the neuropsychologist that's closest to my house, and I'm like, no, I want to go outside of Genesee County. And because the Genesee County doctors, they have these doctor groups that they come together, and each county has their own little doctor group, and they meet and they talk about new medicines and new techniques and new this or new that or new machines, whatever. And so like my holistic doctor told the Dr. Mona, the famous doctor that found the lead in the kids, even though it was her friend that pointed out that these kids' test scores are all high, and then she looked into it, so it really wasn't her, it was her friend. And then she says, well, to my holistic doctor that told her it's possible to get the metals out of these kids, she said, no, it's not, without doing any research or anything like that. She just said it to him, no. So I don't trust her. You can trust her if you want, but I don't, because why would you not at least look at the evidence? So I have evidence that my son went from a 28.8 to a, under, I think he's like under a 1, but the proper testing. So the testing they do at the doctors is blood test. So after 90 days, it goes into your bones and organs. The heavy metals, they go into your bones and organs, and they sit there, and then so then you're going to get a low blood count. Like, it's not going to be accurate of what's in your body, or what's hiding your brain, your bones, your organs, your heart, your liver, your kidneys, whatever. So YARROW will help keep your kidneys and liver clean, especially if you're on a bunch of medications that you probably don't need to be on and you need to be seeing a holistic doctor instead. But ROT will help keep your liver and your kidneys going while you're on all these medications that these doctors are putting you on, and saying that you're suffering from the side effects of the heavy metal poisoning, but you're not really suffering from the side effects of the heavy metal poisoning. You're suffering from the heavy metal poisoning. And they won't say it's side effects of heavy metal poisoning. They'll just say, what I'm trying to say is it's basically they treat the symptoms of what you're going through instead of what you're going through. So they're not trying to cure you. They're trying to make as much money as possible off of all the specialists that you have to go to, and so when I went to the rheumatologist, he put me on medicine that made my hair fall out, made me super sick, made my pain worse. And then when I went and got chelation therapy and got all the metals out of my body, and now I get these shots that are not cortisone shots, my pain is like, it was like off the charts, like they say 1 to 10, I'm like, it's a 20, it's double a 10. It was bad. And now I'd say on a daily basis, I'm at like a 4 to 5, maybe 3. I have 3 to 2 on good days, 4 to 5 on rough days, which is a lot of pain, but I can still manage. And then the 2 to 3 days is just like, oh man, I can't, run as fast as I used to. Well, I'm 40, almost 45. Who cares? But I mean, I do care, because I was like able to lift like a 500-pound couch over my head into a dumpster by myself, and now I can't. But I went from being able to just barely stretch holding my dresser 5 years ago and just barely lifting my legs up, to being able to do complete front kicks, complete back kicks, complete punches, complete arms, like have my arms swing all the way out, where before I'd be like, I can't move my arm kind of thing, and I can have whole range of motion kind of thing. And now I do 20 push-ups. I started out with 3, and then I do another set of 10, so technically 30. So just a little reminder that there's ionic foot bath, there's ROT. Those are just some easy things that you can do for yourself. And always make sure after you take an ionic foot bath that you maybe take a multivitamin chewable. Make sure that you don't have an iron deficiency or iron issue. Some Mediterranean people have iron issues and they can't take iron supplements all the time, so make sure you're not one of those people. But iron's normally good for you, and load, the right amount. But it's always good to take a couple vitamins after multivitamins after a foot bath, because it takes out vitamins too. Vitamin D, I take a lot. I take like 30 different vitamins every day. Not every day, like 5 out of 7 days, because if I was to do it every single day, then my vitamin count would probably get too high. So anyway, just a quick, fast talking reminder of the things that I have learned and I'm dealing with. And now, since my kids have been chelated, they're going to see the neuropsychologist, get an evaluation. Well, I did all that, got all the paperwork ready, and then they didn't take my insurance. So now I have to do it all over again. But at least I know what paperwork I have to get and who I need to talk to, and it'll go quicker. But now I have to drop it off at my doctor's office, have her try to pick one of the names, that she might know, and do it all over again. So it's 11 years later, and we are still suffering. And the mains aren't changed. We still have dirty water if you don't have a whole house water filtration system that's been tested like I have. And then change your filters periodically. Yeah, be blessed. God is good. And take care of each other. Lift each other up. Peace.